Greetings, comrades. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm interviewing members of the Hyper Hippo team who've been working on our new game, Adventure Ages. I'm Lindsay, the community manager of our brand new game, Adventure Ages, which we are so excited for you to be able to check out starting on February 1st. To kick off, we wanted to introduce you to some of the people that helped create Adventure Ages.
Hi, I'm Liam and I'm the lead producer for Adventure Ages.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma and I'm a product marketing manager here at Hyper Hippo.
Hi everybody, my name is Augusto and I'm the lead artist on Adventure Ages.
Liam, can you tell us a little bit about what kind of game Adventure Ages is?
Adventure Ages at its core is an idle game for the casual demographic. We wanted to have a theme and a conceit that was a little bit more about traveling back in time, which Emma can elaborate on.
Sure. So our story centers around how history's timeline is in trouble and you as a time agent have the power to fix it. Someone has tampered with the time machine, but they've altered much of the history of the ages. So now you've got to journey back in time to these past civilizations or ages and restore history before the future as we know it is completely changed.
Can you tell us more about the gameplay that players can expect?
Absolutely. Yeah. So Adventure Ages, obviously as a Hyper Hippo game, it is an idle game in itself. We now have resources and generators that are unlocking more and more resources that our players can accumulate even when they're offline. Our players are continuing to unlock more and more ages in themselves, medieval, et cetera, et cetera. All of our heroes are all grounded in the sense of reality and allow our players to get an understanding of who these characters are from the past and what they were all about, which we're really excited to show.
And then Emma, do you have anything that you can add into that?
Yeah, so in addition to resource gathering and hero collection, HQ is going to be assigning agents missions to complete and rank up. Ranking up is going to unlock more heroes to recruit and unlock new opportunities like events. We've also got special operations missions to look forward to as well.
Any players who are currently Comrades and Adventure Communist might find some similarities between the two games. Liam, maybe you can talk into how the two games are similar.
The overall strategy itself is, of course, to be able to unlock generators and accumulate resources that will allow you to expand yourself through the different ages. And in addition to that, there's a large collection element, which our Adventure Communist players will be really, really familiar with.
And, you know, AdCom's a really successful game, but unfortunately, communism as a theme can be a hard sell for some players. So Adventure Ages takes the best in-class mechanics and it gives them an entirely new theme, art style and story in a bit more of an accessible package.
I also want our players to feel rest assured, our Adventure Communist community, our Adventure Capitalist community, we have a lot more content for those games coming out that we're really looking forward to showing you this year.
Amazing. I'm sure the players are going to be stoked to hear that. Emma, you were talking about events earlier. What can you tell the players about those?
So events are going to work the same as the main ages. You're tasked with restoring the age as much as you can in a limited amount of time. And the events are themed as civilizations from the past. Our first two are ancient Egypt and Japan, and you can look forward to a lot more from us.
As Emma just mentioned, we've got a couple of limited time events that'll be coming out right away. All of our players that are able to climb up to 20 ranks. So as you climb the ranks and compete with other players to join the leaderboards and get higher and higher on the leaderboards, by the time that event ends, depending on where you land, you can be given crazy rewards to make your main game even more powerful as you continue to progress through the ages.
Let's shift gears and take a look at the art that's going to be featured in Adventure Ages with our lead artist, Augusto. Augusto, how did you go about finding the style for the characters that exist in Adventure Ages?
We were looking at our past titles and the look of our past titles, and we wanted Adventure Ages to be part of the family of all the adventure games, but yet stand alone and stand a little bit apart too.
Was there any challenge in adventurifying these historical figures?
There were definitely some challenges because a lot of some of the historical figures that we're working with may be a little bit more well-known and others may be not so well-known. So what we're basically looking at is taking the attributes of the historical figures and making whatever stood out really stand out in the cartoon form or in the Adventure Ages form.
Well, all the characters look amazing, Augusto. Was there a favorite part of the project or a favorite piece of art that you created?
Most definitely. Favorite part of the project always for me is working with the team and when we're brainstorming and concepting our ideas out. That's always a special part for me. And favorite art piece, I would say always is, I like our splash pages and I love our hero images for each event.
Well, comrades, that's all for part one. Be sure to stay tuned for part two so you can get more information on what's coming for Adventure Ages. Until next time, Peace, prosperity, and potatoes.